But in audio obtained by the Roy's report, Evans pressures the couple to submit to Joni, claiming she has godlike authority.
And submission means she's the voice of God to you.
Why would Jimmy Evans, a respected leader in Christian marriage counseling and the driving force behind XO marriage for over 30 years, suddenly step down? Speculation abounds, particularly in light of his controversial involvement with Daystar and Joni Lamb's contentious marriage situation. Some suggest it might stem from allegations that Evans pressured Jonathan and Susie Lamb to endorse an unbiblical union, reportedly even labeling Joni Lamb as the voice of God. To complicate matters further, Evans' show on Daystar was recently cancelled. Did he sever ties with Joni Lamb, someone he had publicly supported? Or did he part ways with Daystar to escape the escalating scandal surrounding him? Questions swirl about whether this move was calculated to distance himself from legal troubles, particularly amid disturbing allegations of abuse involving the Little Lamb controversy. 2 weeks ago, Evans shocked his audience with an announcement. He is leaving XO Marriage to focus entirely on endtimes.com, a biblical prophecy ministry he founded 4 years ago. In a video addressed to subscribers, Evans shared that starting in early 2025, he would transition out of XO Marriage to dedicate himself fully to endtimes.com and Tipping Point Ministries. He described this as an exciting new chapter, noting that he's had a full plate for many years. Evans emphasized that these ministries will now be his sole focus, expressing a prayerful desire to devote the rest of his life to this mission.
I'm going to be spending full time now in endtimes.com. I pastored for many years. I transitioned from pastoring to do XO Marriage. My wife and I had a television program, a daily television program for 25 years on every Christian network. And we transitioned that to our son about 7 years ago, but I've still been a part of the XO Ministries. And so this next year, in early 2025, I'm transitioning out of XO to do endtimes.com full time. And I'm very excited about that, to be able, because I've had so many things on my plate for so long. And now endtimes.com, Tipping Point Ministries, is going to be the focus of my ministry going forward. I pray for the rest of my life. I love Bible prophecy.
The announcement stunned his followers, many of whom have relied on XO Marriage for guidance and support. However, it has raised significant doubts, with critics questioning whether his decision is genuinely about dedicating himself to ministry.to. Some. It seems like a calculated move to avoid legal troubles and controversies tied to his past actions and statements. Evans' departure comes in the midst of a storm of controversy involving Daystar TV and Joni Lamb's marriage to Doug Weiss. A leaked recording from last year revealed Evans allegedly pressuring Jonathan and Susie Lamb to support Joni, even referring to her as the voice of God at Daystar. This was despite their objections, as they believed Weiss did not have biblical grounds for divorcing his previous wife.
But in audio obtained by the Roy's report, Evans pressures the couple to submit to Joni, claiming she has godlike authority.
And submission means she's the voice of God to you. And
I'm sorry, can you clarify? She said she's the voice of God to me?
She's the voice of God.
So God's voice is...
So I can't hear from God, I have to hear from her?
Outside of Daystar. What she says is God in Daystar. This is the voice of God in Daystar.
So what accountability does she have if she's off?
Well, she has a husband. She has a board.
I'm on the board.
Yeah, but you're not her accountability. Individually, you're her employee.
The recording, which quickly went viral on YouTube, sparked widespread backlash, garnering over 23,000 comments. Many criticized Evans for seemingly prioritizing personal allegiances over biblical principles. His dismissal of Jonathan and Susie Lamb's concerns only intensified the criticism, leaving many questioning his judgment and integrity. The controversy deepened as conflicting accounts regarding Doug Weiss's previous marriage came to light. Evans publicly defended Weiss, claiming that Weiss had been abandoned and abused, which he argued provided biblical grounds for divorce. However, these claims were met with skepticism and further fueled the ongoing debate.
And this is Jonathan on Doug.
So there is a deception from the beginning with their relationship, that he didn't disclose to his clients that he had been divorced and that he was dating my mother until after they had seen each other for quite a while. Mm-hmm. And so again, a relationship is built on deception. And then here's the other thing, is Jimmy Evans and my mother, he was the one that basically gave the spiritual approval to this marriage. Jimmy Evans never talked to Lisa, the ex-wife. He only got one side of the story.
Right.
So that was very troubling. And then we were barred from speaking to Lisa. You know, they just said, you know, you don't talk to her or whatnot. So.
Critics, however, were quick to point out Weiss's earlier praise of his ex-wife during a 2019 Daystar broadcast, where he described her as having the purest heart I've ever met.
Favorite things about Lisa?
Oh, she's got the purest heart I've ever met. I mean, it's just, she loves and serves with excellence. Everything she does with excellence. You know, she's an amazing individual, creativity-wise. She's an amazing mom, and she runs our company. You know, we just bought a 20,000 square foot building for a counseling center. That's a lot. She runs it like a home. I mean, people just like her because she's just got this kind of like, how can I help you? Heart. Mm-hmm. You know, that's just easy.
That is so much like my Joni.
Oh, thank you.
This contradiction raised serious questions about the narrative Evans chose to support. Daystar's decision to pull the Table Talk episode featuring Weiss only fueled skepticism, leading many to question the transparency of their actions. It's becoming increasingly clear that Jimmy Evans' departure may not simply be about focusing on his prophecy ministry. Instead, it could be a calculated effort to distance himself from the mounting controversies surrounding the Lamb family. Evans, who has been closely tied to the Lambs for years and deeply involved in their ministry, has faced allegations of covering up Marcus Lamb's alleged affair and other internal issues at Daystar. Further accusations that Evans played a role in suppressing abuse allegations involving little lambs have only added to the tarnish on his reputation. Some believe Evans is stepping back because he foresees potential consequences for his involvement in these situations. His controversial endorsement of Joni Lamb, calling her the voice of God and supporting her marriage to Doug Weiss despite widespread criticism, has left many questioning his discernment and priorities. Reports also suggest that Evans may have downplayed a separate scandal involving Pete, along with Jonathan and Susie Lamb. Critics argue that these repeated actions reveal a troubling pattern of placing personal allegiances above biblical truth. Another factor could be the precarious state of Daystar itself. The network is reportedly teetering on the edge of financial collapse, with declining revenues leaving little room for profit. For Evans, the network's struggles might be a signal to cut ties and refocus his energy elsewhere. His decision to withdraw his shows from Daystar and dedicate himself to endtimes.com could be a calculated move to safeguard his reputation and resources while avoiding being dragged down with the network. There's also speculation that Evans has already distanced himself from Joni Lamb entirely, although no official announcement has been made. However, the timing of his exit from XO Marriage and his pivot to prophecy ministry strongly suggest that these moves are interconnected. Many believe it's only a matter of time before Evans publicly confirms his departure from Daystar as well. Looking ahead, it's possible Joni Lamb may defend her marriage to Doug Weiss by pointing to Jimmy Evans' endorsement. As a respected elder and authority in Christian marriage counseling, Evans' approval could be used as a shield against criticism of the union's biblical legitimacy. However, instead of addressing concerns about the marriage, she might lean on Evans' endorsement to validate her decisions. This could be precisely the situation Evans is trying to avoid. Facing backlash that could further erode his credibility, he may have decided it's time to cut ties with Joni Lamb and Daystar. Daystar's financial decline only strengthens this theory. Evans may have concluded that remaining aligned with Joni Lamb and the network no longer offers the benefits it once did. By stepping away from XO Marriage and shifting his focus to endtimes.com, Evans might be attempting to reinvent himself before the fallout becomes unavoidable. His reputation as a trusted voice in Christian marriage counseling has already taken a significant hit, and Daystar's waning credibility could jeopardize his standing even further. The question remains, will this strategy work, or will the consequences of his past decisions catch up to him? Only time will tell. One thing is certain, this story raises important questions about leadership, integrity, and the responsibility of Christian ministries in addressing scandals. As followers of Christ, we are called to seek truth and hold our leaders accountable. What do you think of Evan's decision? Is it the right move, or is there more to this story than meets the eye? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We're committed to bringing you in-depth analyses of faith, leadership, and the challenges facing today's Christian community. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay rooted in truth and continue seeking what's right. See you in the next video.